Hi, my name is Manice Delva, and today I would like to bring to your attention child hunger in the United States. One out of every five children in the United States do not have consistent food in their household. Consistent food meaning they do not have three square meals a day. They do not intake the proper nutrients a child needs on a daily basis. Many of these children live in low income housing. And although they live in low income housing, only 50% of them can provide food for their children. Only 50% of low income housing parents can provide home cooked meals for their children. Many of these children rely on the free lunch or reduced lunch meals provided at school. This, surprisingly enough, helps the attendance of children. Children who do not get the necessary foods at home then go to school more regularly so they can get the regular meals that they need. This is something as a country we need to put an end to. The United States of America is known as a powerhouse. It's known as the most powerful country in the world. When something bad happens to another country, people look directly to us, the United States, to offer aid, whether it be in the form of food, money, military support. They look at us to help these other countries. But within our own backyards, we have children going to bed hungry. We have children relying on going to school to be fed, which is great. Which is great, by the way. The fact that we can provide these children food in some way, whether it be through the food programs, WIC, school, whatever it may be. But too many times we ignore child hunger in the U.S. because we tend to associate that with homelessness. These kids don't necessarily have to be homeless. They have a roof over their head. They have somewhere to sleep. But the parents just have a hard time making ends meet. You know, 1 month it might be an issue of, do I pay rent? Do I pay the lights? Or do I buy food? And that's sad to think that a parent has to make those type of decisions on a regular basis. It's crazy. 20% of hungry children live in 37 states in the United States. 37 states hold 20% of our country's population of hungry children. And we need this to end. This isn't thought of in rural areas of the poor cities. It's right in your neighborhood. In your neighborhood. Your next door neighbor could be one of these people who are forced to have their children go to bed hungry. You can make a difference. Through feedingamerica.org, you can donate $1. $1 a day can equal 9 meals for a child. You can volunteer your time at a food bank. You can donate canned goods, non-perishable items, or you can even go to a local public school and offer to pay anonymously for some child's meal or several children's meal. Having hungry children in our country in this day and age blows my mind. When so many other countries rely on us for aid, so many other countries rely on us to feed their children, but our own children, our own backyards are starving, going to bed hungry, relying on schools to provide them the adequate nutrients that they need. Parents unable to pay bills, pay rent, and feed their children. They can't do all of these things. But we can do something. We can volunteer our time, monetary donations. You can start your own personal fundraiser amongst your community with friends. Just have people donate canned goods and drop them off to a food bank or wherever it may be. Many churches have their own food banks of some sort. There's so much we can do to stop this problem, and we need to do it. As a country, we need to get together and help our own. We say our children are our future. How can they be our future if they're going to bed hungry? If something as simple as a meal cannot be provided to these children, how can we expect them to go on and do great things if our own children are starving? There are commercials on TV all the time about children hungry in Africa is the major one, or any other country. And of course, if we have the resources to help them, then by all means we must help whoever it may be. But we cannot turn a blind eye to the children in our own communities, the children in our own neighborhoods. We cannot turn a blind eye to that. Just because a child isn't living in a shelter or living out on the street does not mean that they have everything they need to live a healthy life. Most parents probably won't even share this with people, but it's up to us to go out and do the research and find out what it is that we can do to help our own. We, as the United States of America, the powerhouse of the world's freest, the most free country, the most powerful country in the world, must come together and help our own so that we may better help the rest of the world. So get out there. FeedingAmerica.org, NoKidHungry.org, your churches, your schools, do whatever it takes to get out there and feed our children. Thank you.